Hello, subscribers, returning viewers, and new subscribers and new viewers. Thank you ever so much for all the views and the comments. Thank you for all the comments on the Metallica short video yesterday. I really appreciate all those wonderful comments. Please subscribe, it helps YouTube find the algorithm for the correct audience, and by subscribing that will really help people who are looking for this content find what they are looking for as the song goes. Today it's what have I been listening to all week. I do three long form videos. One is this one, what have I been listening to, and then on Mondays we do an Elvis review, and on Tuesday we do a Beatles review, and then during the week we have our short videos on various other bands like Metallica, Judas Priest, Yes, and on stuff like that. So thank you for coming along my musical journey with me, and we shall start today with what I've been listening to last week. Start off with Elvis, date with Elvis, and the date with Elvis, of course, is when he left the army. And this is a fantastic album if you've not gotten it. And if you like Rubber Soul, you'd like this album. And one of the songs on this album called Baby Let's Play House inspired the song Run For Your Life on Rubber Soul. So if you like Rubber Soul, pick up this album and see what it's all about. And it's kind of all Elvis, it's a mix of Elvis's early Sun record stuff and some movie songs as well. Very good album, 100%. It's on the there was this big huge box set that was brought out a few years ago and didn't sell very well, and so this CD comes from that box set. You'd see this CD out in the charity shops quite a lot. There's the vinyl version of it, and it's a nice orange vinyl. And of course, this is fantastic. I do have other versions of it, but they're not very good. And the Russian bootleg is the version to get. So just buyer beware with the Russian bootleg. So I'm after getting good versions out from them. Other people have not. Up next is Beatles, Yellow Submarine song Cracks. And this is the much better version of this album, and I have it on CD. I got it on the eBay, and this is the remastered version with the see-through glass at the side. And this is the 180 grams version. I got it when I moved back to Glastonbury, and it's a wonderful album to have in your collection. Don't bother with the D'Agostoni version of this if you don't have any D'Agostoni versions of the Beatles collection. Then don't get the album. It's really bad. Side one is an awful mix on it, and the 2009 CD is not a great mix either. Up next is Bob Dylan, and it is Highway 61 revisited. I don't have any Bob Dylan vinyl. I don't really need it for some reason. I kind of quite like his stuff on CDs, and I really enjoy listening to him on oh, say it for me, on the Amazon Music Player or the Apple iTunes Player. And I have him on mono and on CD, and I have him on stereo, and it says 360 sound stereo. So it's quite good. I'm quite content just to have Bob on what you call it, CD. Up next we have Ringo, and this is just a wonderful album. I'm really happy with it, and I got it for 27 quid, not 34 quid as I said in the other video. And it's a wonderful album to have in your collection, and a good starting point to get into Ringo's solo stuff. Up next is another kind of Beatles theme, and it's Wings, Venus and Mars. This is a 50th anniversary. It's on the 45 RPM section, and I'm not too bothered with the getting that version of it. I picked this up for £5, and it's absolutely fantastic. I did listen to it once during the week. I have all this stuff to listen to, and I enjoyed it. Just have to get give it more plays. That's all really, and it's listen to what the man said is the main song that you would know from this album. It's very proggy and kind of space rock as the cover kind of suggested. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give this a few more listens and see where I am. And a very very good version of it as well. Again, £5 in your local record shop or in your local charity shop. Up next, we have on CD, we have Queen 1 from live at the BBC, and this is very, very good. This is just an absolutely wonderful, wonderful box set to get, multi format, and I'm just enjoy listening to everything on this album, and so I'm kind of curious as the year progresses. Will I get the other Queen box sets as the year goes on? We'll have to wait and find out. Up next is the Police Synchronicity, and this is also from their wonderful box set from Synchronicity. So this is kind of Queen's first album and the Police's last album, and it's just absolutely very very good. Kind of different live songs and B-sides and stuff like that, and it's just very very good. And you see hear different versions of Tea in the Sahara and songs like that, and that's kind of one of my favorite Police songs. It's very very mysterious song. Up next is Black Sabbath 13. I listened to this on the music player, and I kind of like this album. I don't dislike this album, and it's just good. It's really really good, and it's not a bad last album to bow out on. And you kind of had this album. You have Never Say Die and Technical Ecstasy, and I enjoy all these albums, so I'll give this a 10 out of 10. Thought it was a good album, and I'm going to listen to The End coming up next week, and that's the supposed last concert that Black Sabbath did. They're doing a kind of their version of The Last Waltz in Villa Park, and that will be interesting to see how that fares out. And I think this band are going to be at that, and that's Metallica. And I really enjoyed this album. The only thing I didn't enjoy about this album was the fact that the mix on it is pretty poor. Again, we have the CD, the kind of the black CD is when CDs were out first in kind of the 90s, and I thought the mix on this was kind of just poor. So I'm kind of going to look for a remaster of this album, and I will listen to it on the headphones. And when I was listening to it on the headphones on the music player, on the Apple player, I messed up there's a karaoke thing on the Apple player, and I mixed up turning off the mic on it, and I could just hear the instrumental version of this album rather than the actual album. So I'm just going to be more curious about this album to see if the mix is better on the Amazon player or on the iPad. Not the iPad player, the Apple the Apple player. See if the mix is better on this, and let me know if you've had a good experience. Which is the best mix of this album to get. Up next, we have, I suppose, Gary Moore. It was his anniversary a few days ago, so I put on the Gary Moore. I put it on the Apple Music player, and they have the bonus tracks on this album, and that's interesting. You have about 3 extra songs that are not on the album, on the vinyl, on the Apple player. I don't have this on CD, so I don't know what it sounds like on CD, but it sounds absolutely fantastic. And this is an original copy from back in the day, and I picked it up for 50p or something like that. So you can always shop around in charity shops and local record shops, and you'd always get a good deal. And then I suppose we have AC/DC. I got a load of their albums. I got four of these AC/DC albums for about £5, £2.50, and I really enjoyed this one. I remember getting the 7-inch of Thunderstruck back in the day, and the live album, which is at Donington, like the last Iron Maiden album that we put on, and I enjoyed this album. So it was good hearing this album after collecting the kind of singles and having the live album from back in the day. So kind of another band that I'm getting into. And now we have Judas Priest. We're doing these on the box set Sundays. And I my first kind of listen to this album, I really enjoyed Apple the Apple Player version of this rather than the CD. And the CD comes from those 5 album box sets. And I thought mix was more punchier on this. This album also kind of reminded me of Big Country. I know they're both twin lead guitar bands, but they have very different styles. And I'm just kind of wondering, is this one of the albums that, while it's kind of a little bit, how would I say, a little bit on the meh side on first impression, but it's kind of one of the albums that the other musicians would listen to more so than the listener would listen to, if that makes sense. But as I said, I much prefer in listening to it on the Apple Music player than on the CD. I don't have a vinyl version of it, so I don't know what the vinyl sounds like. So that's what I would say. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. It's my kind of first time listening to this album, so let's see will it grow and grow on me as I keep on listening to it. Let me know about what you think of this album. If you're a Judas Priest fan, let me know what you think of this album. Onwards, we have 2 more albums. I gave this another listen to. This is the UV print of Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon, and it's absolutely wonderful. I really, really enjoyed it, and it's just absolutely a fantastic album. Definitely 1000%. If you've not listened to this album, please go and listen to it. If you're on a streaming service, do give it a listen, and then go out and buy a physical media copy of this most wonderful, wonderful album. I suppose we'll end now with the album of the week, and it's Yes. I'm not going for the one, Close to the Edge, and I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. Took a few listens to get into, and I kind of said, what am I listening to? I wasn't really used to it, and I kind of, what started to win me over was listening to it on headphones, and I kind of strikes me as Yes are a kind of headphoney kind of band more so than listening to them on a sound system and having the speakers blasted at you that kind of way. And I kind of listened to them on the headphones the other day, and listened to it again this morning, and I kind of said, this album is a little bit too short, so I kind of want it more. So I'm going to have to play this, keep playing this album. They have a box set of this album out. It's also a 50th anniversary version coming out, and has I got this for £5 again, and will I get the box set of this album? Probably. I don't have it on CD, so the box set will have multiple formats. It will have vinyl, CD, and Blu-ray, and a small little booklet as well. So it'll be kind of like the Animals box set. So that will be something to look forward to during the year, along with getting Queen box sets. We'll be getting Yes box sets. So so if you stuck out to the edge of this video, well, thank you ever so much. Again, please subscribe. It helps YouTube find the correct audience, people who are looking for content like this, and it'll help this channel grow and help me get better at talking about this stuff. So the more I talk, the more I get better at talking. So thank you ever so much. You've been an absolutely wonderful audience, a fantastic audience, and we will talk to you again in the next video.